What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a rainy day here in Findlay, Ohio, and I'm hanging out in the beer shed, getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, the beer that I have today is Chocolate Peppermint Stout from the Society of Beer Drinking Ladies in collaboration with Spearhead Brewing out of Kingston, Ontario, Canada. Now, you may say, TK, how in the world did you find the Canadian Society of Beer Drinking Ladies beer? And I'll say, well, the Ginger Yeti. Luckily, my good friend travels quite a bit, and I'm fortunate enough that he picks up beers to share with me sometimes. I think he actually gifted me this for Christmas, and it came with the Society of Beer Drinking Ladies glass, as well as the 2 cans. And this one was the gingerbread porter. And I will say this, if you haven't seen the video yet, I didn't really like it. It was middle of the road at best. It was very thin for a porter, and the other problem was I think the clove and cinnamon just dominated it so much that you couldn't, it didn't mix well, and it wasn't great. I think I said in the video it wasn't a drain pour. I threw the rest of it in the yard. I didn't even finish drinking it. I took a few more sips and then it had to go into the yard. Now, the other kind of confusing bit is I got this at Christmas, and I know it says it was made in September 20th, but you can't read the year because the machine printed it right up on the lip of this, and I don't know when it was made. So I'm going to guess September of 23 because Yeti picked it up over like December of 23, so makes sense September 23, which would make it 6-7 months old, which for a porter, I mean, you think that would still be okay. So the other one's a stout, and hopefully this holds up better, because that, I don't know, I think I gave it a meh, and I shouldn't have. It should have been a thumbs down. It was a dumpster fire, which is sad, because this seems like a pretty cool organization, but the beer, it just didn't hit. So I'm hoping this one's better. What sucks is both of these are flavors I absolutely love. Gingerbread porter, all over it. Mint chocolate stout, all over that. So hopefully this one saves the day. And again, this is Spearhead Brewing, Kingston, Ontario, Canada. It says 5.5% ABV. And there is a blurb on the back of the box. It's not even a blurb. It's more like a passage from the Bible or something. It's massive with small print here. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. But essentially what it is they're a group of ladies in I guess, the Toronto area that have banded together. They're doing some brewing, they're doing some beer events, and they're even collaborating with these breweries. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of a cool thing, right? I mean, I can remember the first few beer events I went to, it was overwhelmingly dudes. Not like I'm looking for girls at the thing, but, girls drink beer too. So it's kind of interesting to see a female-based group trying to encourage other females to drink craft beer. And I would imagine, craft beer can be kind of intimidating for some people if you're not really used to beer. Maybe you drink wine or you drink something else. So maybe it's a way to, kind of introduce yourself to the craft beer scene in a way that makes them a little more comfortable. And if it works, and if they're selling beers and the brewers are doing good and they're enjoying themselves, hey man, I'm for it. Anything that keeps people drinking this and not drinking Alco Pops, I'm in favor of. So, with all that out of the way, let's check this out. Chocolate Peppermint, again, Spearhead Brewing, 5.5% ABV, nothing on IBUs. Ratings-wise, does pretty good, 3.5 on Untappd. Beer Advocate, 3.28, although there was only one check-in. So, one review. I do love when there's only like one person reviews it and it gets a 3.28. Like, that's a pretty damn specific number for only one person to have given it a review, right? All right. Now, I will say this. I'd read the one review, actually. I think it was on Beer Advocate. God damn it. The one review on Beer Advocate actually said something to the effect of the peppermint is so overpowering it made the dude's sinuses leak, which I, as a person who suffers from sinus ailments, might be in favor of. Now I'm going to have to try to get this beer up that I've spilled everywhere. Now I'm probably going to have this old paper stick to my table, but is what it is. All right, we persevere. So, first things first, color, quite dark. I would say black. I'm going to go 40, 41 plus top of the chart. Now, I will say this. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Sometimes it's more brown and you get the red hue, and I have to kind of get it away from different lights to figure out what I think, but that's black. Head, I got a decent one-finger brown head, and obviously, as you saw, I butchered the pour because I spilled it on myself like a klutz. But it looks nice in the glass. Can't see through it. That's black as an ace of spades. You can't see any sunlight through that. Nice looking beer in the glass. Let's give it a sniff. Now, I will say this. I can pick up peppermint. This is a rarity for me because I do have sinus problems. But for the last couple of beers I did today, I think when I did the watermelon one, I could smell it immediately. I can pick up peppermint from this right away. I will say this, I'm a huge peppermint fan. I even like the Altoids, which some people say are too pepperminty. I absolutely love them. So if it's too pepperminty, I don't think it'll bother me. Nose, peppermint. That's inviting. It's almost like a York peppermint patty kind of smell. I'm probably the only dude that likes those. My wife often makes fun of me when I buy a peppermint patty at the checkout at the grocery store. Most people like other candy bars. I kind of dig those. I know they're not as bad for you, and I kind of like the taste. So hopefully this tastes like that. Cheers. Christ, the body again. This has the body of a Coors Light, brother. I don't understand what they're doing up at this Spearhead Brewing. Both of these bodies were light as light can be. This is watery light, distractingly light. Again, now I will say this: the flavors on this hit a lot more than this. This was not good at all. Like I said, I thought not a drain pour. Then when I thought about the prospects of drinking the rest of it, I said, nah, it can go into the garden. This, on the other hand, is a bit better. Like I said, the body is a train wreck. I don't know what's happening up there with that, but this is not the body of the stout. This is the body of a stout right here, right? Like this. This is what you have. This is the body of Heidi Klum, brother. This is not what we should be drinking in a stout. Flavors, they're okay. I know it's supposed to be a chocolate peppermint stout, and it's kind of weird because the chocolate almost tastes like a darker chocolate than when I think of peppermint and chocolate. I usually think of more of a milk chocolate and peppermint flavor. That being said, I could live with a dark chocolate and peppermint, but this, I don't know. The chocolate, and I'm assuming it's some kind of chocolate malt, obviously, that they use, almost has like a bit of a burnt taste to it, but not a nice burnt taste. You know, like dark chocolate is, I guess, I don't know what kind of scale they use to measure the dark chocolate. You know, you get like 98% cacao or whatever the heck it is. The dark chocolate tends to be a bit more bitter, which this is, but not in a good way. The mint you pick up as well, but I don't even know that it does enough or pairs well enough with the chocolate for it to work. So, as I said, initially, I thought this was better than that, and I will say it is because that was pretty bad, to be honest. I don't know. This is another one. I'm thrilled to be able to try it. You know, the Yeti picked this up, gave it to me for Christmas, this gift set. Awesome to try something I'd never be able to try with very low check-ins. Awesome to see an organization like the Society of Beer Drinking Ladies working with a local brewery to turn this kind of stuff out. You know, a little gift box from their organization with a brewery. That's super cool. But this doesn't work either. Sadly, I think these are 0 for 2. And like, you know, I would say maybe they're old and that's the problem. But these weren't that old. I mean, look, for a stout or a porter, that stuff should last more than 6-7 months, man. I mean, I know IPAs, you kind of get like 90 days on them and they go bad, which I always thought is bitterly ironic since they were designed to make the journey from England to India. But, you know, we'll leave that to the history folks to make videos about. This here is, last one, I think I gave it a pass, and I gave it an This one, it's going to be a no. It's a thumbs down. Would I buy this again? Absolutely not. Now look, if I was in the organization and wanted to support them, go for it. But if you're just talking about flavor, if you give me this blind and didn't give me an interesting backstory, is this a beer that I want again? No. And as a huge fan of chocolate and peppermint, get me thinking peppermint patty or Girl Scout cookies, right? This whiffs, man. It whiffs. The chocolate is too bitter and too dark. And the peppermint, I don't think it cleared my olfactories or whatever the one person that reviewed it is. I think the person claimed they drank it and like their sinuses drained because the peppermint oils was so overpowering. I'm not getting that. I mean, you taste some peppermint. You definitely get it, but it just doesn't mix with the chocolate. And with the body being so light, train wreck. You know, honestly, train wreck. I keep going back for more, hoping I'll like it more, but no, I don't. I mean, it is what it is. So, unfortunately, Spearhead Brewing is going to be a thumbs down on this one. The other one should have been too. Look, maybe it's the date. Maybe I should have had these within 2 months or something. But they've been cold the whole time. They've been in the fridge. And, you know, these kind of beers should stand up a bit longer. I'd love to try them again if they do it next year. And, you know, preferably do it within a week of them canning it just to see what it's like brand new from the production facilities. But, Yeah, it's not great. Again, appreciate what it is, but that's what it is for me. Thumbs down. Now, hopefully you like the video. Don't think I suck. And if you do, it's okay. You're free to your opinion. But if you do like the video, give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Are you a member of the Society of Beer Drinking Ladies? Do you know anyone who is? I think it's a pretty cool idea. I think it's cool y'all doing some events up there in the Toronto area to lure new people into the craft beer industry. This is what we need. I don't want to see any more hard teas and, alcoholic Mountain Dews on the shelf. I want more beer, even if it's not the greatest. I'd rather see beer there than the other stuff. So, if you've had this or either of these, let me know what you think about them down below. Hey, till next time. Cheers.